In a nutshell, player versus environment games see you, the player, take on computer-controlled enemies. There are a wealth of subgenres the PvE spectrum encompasses, but the design lends itself towards RPGs, MMOs, and survival games the best, with both player and co-op options as a possibility. Gotham Knights. Gotham City. Batman is dead, and since his departure, a new criminal underworld has claimed the streets, stoking fear in the void left by his absence. It's now up to you, the Gotham Knights, to dish out your own brand of vigilante justice, bringing hope to Gotham citizens once again. In this upcoming open-world action RPG, you'll play solo or co-op with another hero from the Batman family. Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin, solving mysteries and defeating villains. Coming from WB Games Montreal, the team behind non-canon Arkham prequel, Batman Arkham Origins, Gotham Knights promises tons of captivating action drenched in a film noir aesthetic, set to launch on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on October 25th, and we can't wait. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Borderlands spin-off Tiny Tina's Wonderland promises a whimsical tale through bizarre tabletop fantasy realms, where you'll loot and shoot your way past otherworldly monsters and fantastical creatures. Aside from replacing grenades with spells, another notable difference to mainline Borderlands titles is Tiny Tina's character creator, whereby you craft your own newbie, complete with class playstyle and skills. Tongue-in-cheek humor alongside tons of guns make this a distinctively Borderlands experience, despite it resting somewhere as its own thing. It's fair to say though, this distinct brand of sugar-coated heavy metal magic always piques our interest. Arc Raiders. This upcoming free-to-play cooperative third-person shooter from Embark Studios certainly turned a lot of heads when its trailer was revealed during the Game Awards 2021. Arc Raiders looks as complete an online co-op experience as we've seen, from its intense battles with ruthless alien mechanoids to the wide variety of immersive locales. It all looks incredibly engaging with streamlined teamwork essential for mission success. Time will tell if the title's launch lives up to the hype, but we'll be first in line to save the planet when Arc Raiders comes to PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5 later this year. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. Coming from Rocksteady Studios, the creator of the Batman Arkham series, comes Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. Giving you control of 4 prominent members of Task Force X, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang, your mission, obviously as per the game's title, is to kill the Justice League, who've seemingly been co-opted by Brainiac in a takeover of Metropolis. Excitingly, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League pledges cooperative gameplay, meaning you and a bunch of mates can take down Superman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and the like as the ragtag team of villains. Unfortunately, Rocksteady just announced a delay to the game's launch. They're targeting a spring 2023 release window with PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC confirmed. Sons of the Forest. First-person survival horror doesn't get more heart-pounding than this. Sons of the Forest is a sequel to the acclaimed cult favorite, The Forest, with developer End Night Games promising even more adrenaline-fueled tension as you strive to protect your base under siege from murderous cannibal tribes. As before, foraging sits in tandem with combat, with scavenged resources proving vital in crafting weapons, armor, and defenses. There are glimpses of horrifying conjoined enemies and mutated babies as weapons in the game's trailer, so fair warning, Sons of the Forest looks proper disturbing. Right now, Sons of the Forest is only coming to PC, but there's a high chance that'll change after the game's released on the 20th of May. V Rising. Arise from deathly slumber and get ready to ransack nearby settlements when you play as a hungry vampire in V Rising. There's a wealth of cool gameplay mechanics on show in what we've seen so far. Resource gathering and castle building sit alongside deadly weaponry and unholy blood-sucking across a vast, gothic-tinged open world, where you'll raise your army of darkness to attack the living in online cooperative or competitive play. Be prepared to hunt for blood in the dead of night when V Rising releases on Windows sometime this year. The Cycle Frontier. The Cycle Frontier is an upcoming survival PvPvE first-person shooter title tasking players as prospectors scouring a lush planet long abandoned for valuable resources. The Cycle Frontier's mysterious world of Fortuna 3 is teeming with alien monsters, but you'll need to be wary of other prospectors too, as there's no telling if other players are friend or foe. The stakes are high as the game's insurance mechanics ensures that you'll need to carefully choose the handful of items to keep in your inventory should you be killed. The Cycle Frontier is coming to PC sometime in 2022. Ash and Rust. Ash and Rust bills itself as a next-generation action RPG. From what we've seen so far, it certainly looks the part. Despite only launching soon in early access, the game appears spellbinding as you battle through mysterious locales fraught with perilous enemies. Developer Ash and Rust Studios reckon their upcoming title melds class traits to depth not yet seen in games. Hundreds of special abilities and equipment options can be augmented into your inventory. And it's down to you to cleverly conjure ways to piece things together to create the optimum build. With multi-layered combat strategies delivering tons of loot, we're banking on rewarding replayability too. Ash and Rust has a tentative release schedule published on its Steam page with a roadmap of monthly editions coming after the game launches in early access to PC on April 1st. Rip Out. Tense horror first-person shooter Rip Out tasks teams of players with fighting their way through dim, derelict spaceships rife with marauding mutants, stalking its procedurally generated corridors. Cooperation is the name of the game, as teams will need to work together to survive long enough to reach Sanctuary. Thankfully, you'll come armed to the teeth with what developer Pet Project Games are calling your own pet gun, a deadly blaster that can harness the power of sentient biotech to wield against the ever-mutating threat, shooting to kill before unleashing in pet form to feast on their remains. Rip Out looks to be gloriously gory sci-fi fun, and it's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC sometime this year. Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. More sci-fi co-op shooter action on this rundown. Teasers for the upcoming Warhammer game depict a bleak future, overrun with hordes of mutant enemies. Developer Fat Shark have a pedigree in the game genre after the previous Warhammer title Vermintide was so well received. Expecting big things when this one launches on Xbox and PC later in this year. The Day Before. At first appearing as the Last of Us clone, upcoming survival MMO The Day Before packs a lot under the hood that'll hopefully distinguish it from Naughty Dog's marquee post-pandemic title. Yes, The Day Before is set within zombie-ravaged America, with flesh-hungry, infected, and fellow survivors killing each other over food and resources. However, you and your squad of survivors will need to brave the forsaken places no one else dares to stay alive in this hostile new world. For the best loot nestles within the abandoned nooks of crumbling skyscrapes, houses, and vehicles. The game is planned to release on June 21st to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, with both online and offline story modes available at launch, although we reckon playing with friends will be the way to go. Tom Clancy's The Division, Heartland. In what is set to be a bumper year for survival shooters, The Division Heartland sees the franchise swivel towards open-world persistent shooting akin to Escape from Tarkov. Heartland will reportedly ship with 2 play modes across main map Silver Creek, a PvE mode called Excursion and a PvPvE-oriented Storm mode, the latter of which will allegedly yield the best loot within which to enhance your weapons, supplies, and materials for your base of operations. Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland will be free to play when it releases to PlayStation and Xbox platforms, plus PC, in the next 12 months. OVERPRIME. OVERPRIME is a MOBA-styled third-person shooter with a heavy dose of strategic gunplay. 2 colossal teams will unite in battle to destroy each other's base, with tactical action laced with unique powerful skills evenly spread within your squad necessary to achieve battlefield supremacy. There's a substantial roster of heroes to choose from too, each with unique traits and abilities, with highly customizable weapon loadouts, providing ample strategic opportunity. OVERPRIME will be free to play when it launches on PC later this year. Destiny 2: The Witch Queen. The latest expansion to Bungie's rip-roaring multiplayer FPS title sees Guardians stepping into the Sister of Shapes throne world in a brand new campaign. Experiences and mechanics previously reserved for exotic missions stand at the forefront of the Witch Queen's story. The new crafting system and weapon archetype awaiting those who take the plunge into the Queen's twisted wonderland. The Witch Queen expansion is out now, and whilst mainland Destiny 2 is free to play, the latest expansion is hidden behind a paywall. Synced, Off-Planet. Billed as a companion shooter set within a techno-apocalyptic future, Synced Off-Planet ticks all of the right boxes in terms of cooperative gunplay, foreboding enemies, and sentient tech-turned weaponry. The technology you'll synchronize with is called Nano, and harnessing its abilities in perfect combination, you with your team of 3 other survivors will ensure you make it through the game's dangerous environments to outlast the competition before making it off the world sanctuary. Synced Off-Planet comes from the developer Next Studios and is set to launch later this year to Windows via Steam. This is certainly a good year to be a PvE fan, so which ones are you looking most forward to? Sound off in the comments below, and while you're here, drop a like and subscribe to GamingBolt for more daily gaming content.